Solitude feels like home these days. Put my trophies on a shelf, but they don't make me love myself these days. You're tangled and twisted in blue. I'm tangled and twisted too. I follow all the moral guides, but something still feels wrong inside these days. And I don't have the answer key for everything that's testing me these days. The smells of chaos in the air, there's fingers pointing everywhere these days. Sure enough, the mob will come to judge me for my damage one of these days. You're tangled and twisted in blue. I'm tangled and twisted too. Water burns and fire cleans. Show me what this violence means these days. If he can't breathe, then he can't run. Everybody hates someone these days.
Well, hello there. We are back. We're so back, you don't even know how back we are. Yep, that'll about do it. Let's give ourselves a little bit of volume here. How are we all doing today? Okay, so we are back to the Elvis number because we got a couple of extra little notes going on here that I wanted to check out. Really good, fresh listen, minor noticing. V in love. Did I change this? Because I kind of feel like I changed it. What was the time? I'm looking at my notes here. Let's check out 2:55 on Can't Help Falling in Love. Woo! That might be a little loud for me.
Falling in love with.
Yeah, we wanted it. So I did kind of fix it, but it's still not quite a strong enough V sound here. I wonder if I can just... Okay, so it's back. Maybe split the difference on that volume increase.
love with
I reckon that's fine. So what I had kind of done, maybe just stick it like that. See if that's like got a weird thing on it.
being in love with
There we go. Done. Fixed and fixed. So all right, we juiced it up. That is the last note from our singer. Then we have a note on the piano outro being a little bit not sparse, but like, you know, minimalist, and the piano likes it that way, so we're leaving that. We can look at this on Friday. I listened for it on repeat a ton. It's a loose addition. Not sure we want it perfectly aligned. Leave it with me. That was the little flourishy notes. 114 to 117. What's the original note there? The flourishes and the high notes. Yeah, I reckon we should leave them. I think it sounds nice. It's human. The delayed bass note doesn't bother the pianist at all. Perfect, because it's actually a little bit fixed and better now. I reckon they will like it, because I just re-listened to it, and it's like I like it now. So what the thing in question was, there was like a weird note that happens. Did you notice the weird note? No, you did not, because I fixed it. It was at 3:13. If you want to watch the little timer here, I don't know if you can see that on your YouTube screen, but it's right there. Did you hear it? Yeah, so like it sounds fucking wonderful. Okay, we're good. We're good on that. But what we're gonna do is, because we did correct that V sound, we're gonna go into our master bounces folder, and we're gonna trash the last master bounce that we did, and we're gonna rebounce this entire song with the fixed V. It was just like, it was a little bit quiet. It was there, but it was just quiet, you know? We had a quiet little V. So we made it juicy. We gave it some juice. Perfect. Superb. Let's bounce this. Bouncy, bouncy. Bouncy, bouncy wave file into our mastering bounces folder, which is somewhere around here. I think it's not. Okay. Really? I didn't use it one time and it went away? Come on. This guy. Bounces. Mastering bounces. In. Rendering and complete. Okay, so that's done. And now we can move on. I just want to check around in the notes area and see what notes are going on. We've got more notes For beautiful things, let's see here. After the fixes, very minor things I noticed. Second listen, feeling like having the breath back here would be nice. If it was cut out on the vocal track, can we borrow a breath from another spot? Okay, so let's open beautiful things and see what she means. Are we back? We're back. Okay. Let's take a look at, I suppose it's the opening line here because it's right at the beginning of the song. I think she said it is at 13 seconds. At 14 seconds, we can put the breath back in. At 110, there's a tiny click. At 119, there's a tiny click. So let's look at 14 seconds here. This girl's got ears like a hawk.
For a while.
There is a breath there.
For a while there, it was rough.
Was this part of the original notes? There's an empty sounding gap here. Maybe it's because the breath between rough and but is clipped too early. What did I write for that result? It's just a rather quick and sharp inhale. So we changed a little bit about the fades. So that's not the same note. 14 seconds. I'm feeling like having the breath back here would be nice. Hold on, what are you on about? Let's take a look at our last one that happened. You won't be able to hear this probably, but I'm just gonna... Okay, so I've heard that, and there is a breath on the beginning, and then we do have the sharp inhale, so I want to see how well that's been fixed comparing 1 to 1. You probably can't hear this again, but... So the breath is fixed and the breath is still there. Okay. Well, let's check out 110. We'll put a pin in that. Let's check out 110 and see what's going on with that. Because she's saying there's a click at 110.
Feeling I wanna get used to.
No fucking way did you hear that. Oh my God. Why do I... She's an engineer. Let's see if there's a click there.
Ooh. 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 Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's the ever so slightest. Let's have a quick look at it. Can you hear it in there? This is the right spot, right?
I get used to. I get used to. And I wanna get used to. But there's no used to. But there's used to.
Hold on, what did I just do?
Used to. but there's no to. But there's no one that's terrified. Used to. Used to.
I reckon, can you see it right there? Oop. Come on. The screen will follow the playhead except for when I want it to. I don't know. Do we see a clicking sound anywhere here? Looks like a pretty fairly consistent kind of waveform here at the sort of very core of things. Nothing's sticking out, nothing's standing out for me. I suppose you can kind of hear. How did you hear that?
To.
Is that definitely the one she means? Tiny click in the pause.
To.
I think this is. The more the evidence is piling up that there's an electrical signal issue for that microphone.
I get used to, but they're used to, but they're but there's no one.
What happened with that? Did we nudge that by accident?
But there's no to, but
There's one there, right?
but there's no to, but there's no.
Okay, so that's done. I think that must be what she meant. Oh, fuck off.
But there's no one.
Fuck you, dude.
But there's no one. But there's no one that's terrified as the one terrified.
Just gonna clean this up as well a little bit here.
Terrified as the one.
Okay. And then, was that the other note? What's the other time? 119, click in the pause.
As the one that's terrified.
Yeah, there's some sort of thing going on there. Is that it right there? What we're gonna do is get rid of this guy, because that's got to be it, right? And I'm just gonna tuck that a little bit like that. I think that should be fine.
Terrified, terrified, terrified.
Too much.
As the one.
I think that's.
Terrified. terrified, terrified.
I'm gonna try this.
Terrified. Terrified. Terrified.
Hmm. Oh, fuck you. Get out of there.
Fight. Fight. There's the one fight.
Hmm. Like, I'm very sure that that is our problem.
Fight.
And then we have...
Terrified. Fight.
Okay, it's not that.
Fight.
It's gotta be that. It's gotta be this little thing. Let's, like, if I zoom in on this really, 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 really tight, I bet you it'll be all janky and jagged. You can't even really see it. God damn it. What if we just cut it out completely? Is that going to be a big bump?
Terrified. There's the terrified. Terrified. Terrified.
I think it's fine. Like, the D sounds a little bit like...
That's terrified. There's the
I think that's totally fine. Like, these are little tiny, tiny nuances. No one's really going to hear, right? Like, if it was done really badly, people will notice. But it's not like a song-breaking D sound.
those two. But there's no one that's terrified. There's the one.
See, that's so subtle. And you're going to be listening to it like the listener listens as a whole project.
One that's terrified. There's the one.
So it sounds a little like a click or that sort of thing. Why is that so far away now? Let's try it like that.
Terrified.
I mean, that's got to be it.
It's terrified. There's the one who's
Okay, that's good. That's... Alternate intro starts a little too high, so I think this current intro at a lower register is better. Thanks for remembering my crushed note concern. What was the crushed note concern? Can't remember the actual term in case you're still bothered by it. I'm honestly happy with either. So I think they're talking about different versions that they kind of played around with. Alternate intro starts too high, so I think this current intro at a lower register is better. Okay. Thanks for remembering my crushed note concern. Okay, well that works. What the hell was that? Something on my computer just dinged and I don't know what it was. Anyway, back to the notes. 14 seconds. The breath is already there. 110, tiny click in the pause. Click found and eliminated. Let's just leave it at that. And then 119, click found and eliminated. Perfect. Okay. So, we've made a little change. What we're going to do is get beautiful things from our mastering folder and trash it. And then we are going to... Whoa. I got angry at somebody on the Twitter today. By the way, you can follow me on the Twitter at thejammerman/thetwitter.com or whatever the thing might be. Don't send me messages cold spamming me and saying, "Oh, bro, I have some beats for you that I think you'd sound great on. I could help you improve your brand. My team could get to work on increasing and show you what kind of content is better to make." Go away. Go away, you little vultures. You little vampires. Like, every artist has this complaint where there's a bunch of absolute douchebags who are obviously trying to scam a bit of money out of them for almost nothing in return. What they do is, like, they'll get 100 of their friends on board for this little scam of theirs, and they'll be like, "Oh, look, I got you 100 more views. Isn't that great? Aren't you so glad that you're giving me your money?" It's like, bro, I don't care about the views. I care about the music. Like, "Oh, I could step your game up. Oh, I could level up your brand." And then it's always from some guy that has like 12 followers. Why don't you take your own advice and actually become famous then? You're so convinced that you know all the ins and outs of marketing. Why the fuck do you have 300 followers? Why the fuck do you have 2,000 followers on 15,000 tweets? You didn't do anything. oh, I took myself on tour. Yeah, congratulations. You toured like Nigeria or wherever. Go away. Also, like, I'm not even a rapper. Why are you saying, oh, I've even got some beats I think you would sound great on? Why do you think I would sound great on them? When have you ever heard me do a rap? What do you think? When have you ever even heard the sound of my voice? Don't send a stupid little spammy message to a random person on the internet. Like, I'm just going to start blowing these people up. Like, I went to his thing and I screenshotted his little spammy phishing scam grifter message. And I just replied to like every tweet that he did in the last month and was just like, fuck you, you're a grifter piece of shit. And then just fucking left it at that. But like, God damn it. Stop doing this grift, this scam of just like, I could level up your brand. Ha ha ha. You don't know anything, and you don't have any followers, and you don't have any music out, and you don't like, you're nobody and nothing, and you have no pull, and you have no say, and you don't know anything about branding or marketing or anything. You have a couple of friends who can click like on someone's video if you ask them to. That's not marketing. You don't like, just so many artists out there, and I cringe for the poor idiot that is like, oh, somebody's finally reaching out to me and has a team that'll help me level up my brand. It's like, don't put corporate HR speak into becoming a singer-songwriter. I hate that crap. And also, just research the person who you're trying to scam for 2 seconds and just be like, oh, wait, this person isn't a rapper. Maybe I won't put in the comment about how I think they'd be great rapping on beats I've made. Ugh. It's dirty slime permeating into the music industry from dirty slime people. I don't like it. What song are we working on? Hold on. What song? Okay, we're printing. Yeah, okay. Rendering a bounce of this particular individual into our mastering folder. We're going to title it the right way here. I think I might have not titled the last one the right way, but we'll fix that in post. November the 2. I know it's not November 2nd. I'm just saying this is the general date of this project. Bounce. Rendering complete. I just want to change the name of this guy before I forget, because we didn't change the name appropriately when we did our last bounce like 5 minutes ago. And yeah. Look for the bare necessities, simple nature's recipes. So then we have a note here for Take It One Day at a Time. New piano print with 4-minute edit. So there's a new piano print with a slight edit somewhere. Hold on, I have to go to the beginning of these notes and see what the hell I was talking about. Okay. This is me saying, at the 4-minute mark, I can comp in a reprint of the wave file for the piano here. I'll correct the MIDI in my end. If Tristan can nudge the offending note to a touch earlier so it lines up with the higher. Did I update? I finagled the note at 4 minutes so it's pronounced misfire. What's the note at 4 minutes? This is One Day at a Time. So let's go open that project. One day. Let's take it one day at a time. Let's take it one day at a adventure time. Oh, okay.
Grab a bottle and take it one day at a time.
So I finagled it.
Grab a bottle and take it one day at a time.
So I think the piano player has actually just gone in and fixed it and reprinted it. Maybe I can get this new print really quick. this should be... Come on, then. Come on, show me. Yeah, okay, so we'll download that. So he's just reprinted, and we're just going to download that, and we're going to kind of comp that in. So how do I do that? We will create a fresh new audio track. Formin fix comp. And we will import that file from import audio file from down where is it? Hang on a minute here. Did it not come in? There it is. That was weird. It like wasn't showing up in my file thing, but then it is there. As it were, I'm actually just gonna grab this guy. 4-minute edit. So we're gonna put that in the take it one day at a time folder, just so that we have it there for later, just in case. Just in case. I saw this funny book once, and it was called How to Tie a Climbing Knot, and the book's author was called Justin Casey Falls. How to Tie a Climbing Knot by Justin Casey Falls. Get it? Ha ha! Okay, so let's see.
Take it one day at a time.
Yeah, I think it's entirely much better without that note in the first place. So let's edit that note out. Get rid of that. I think we need a different note there.
Get one day.
Nope, get rid of that entirely. I think that was just the wrong note. Okay.
Grab a bottle and take it one day at a time.
Okay, so now we can just oh. So this guy needs to go. This guy needs to go. And then we're just going to grab this section here. And we're just going to take a copy of it right down here.
Grab a bottle and take it one day at Grab a bottle and take it one day at a time.
Ooh, we need that to be a little bit like over here.
Take it one one day at a time.
We actually need it to be... I want it to take the whole thing. Because I can still hear the resonating offending note.
One day.
And I'm very sure that he's just taken the offending note out completely. Is that... Yeah. Okay. So we'll mute you and we'll hide you because we don't need any other part from you. And then we'll just make sure that this is leveled, right?
And take it one day at a time.
Superb. Okay, so this is one day at a time. Let's just check and see if there's any other notes there that are new. My husband is loving the mixes. We read that one. Piano print. Oop. I before E except after C, man. Yeah, and then just hit enter like an idiot. Okay, so that's now correctus. Okay, so now we can print this entire thing. Ooh, it occurs to me that I may have made this too large. And, oh, you know what? We're not even showing logic on the stream right now. Son of a bitch. Thanks for chiming in, chat. This is what I've actually been doing, by the way. So you were just watching me do nothing? It's my fault for handling the broadcast poorly. Good evening, sir, and a good day to you. Yeah, so we just received a fix on our printout from an offensive MIDI notation, and we've
And take it one day at.
So we're just going to check on the automation on that guy. I can't believe I just left it on just me sitting there in my chair working on my computer instead of actually showing you the logic screen. Well, we kind of blew the first half of this one, but this stream was supposed to be about doing another song anyway, so these are just some like really follow-up-y, revision-y kind of notes. And I just maybe want to like push this guy up a touch.
And take it one day at a time. Take it one day at a time.
Maybe just even like that, like something kind of obnoxious.
One day at a time. One day.
I don't know. What do I want to do with that? Do I want to maybe like split it here? And then just, well, we'll do a proper little, a discrete crossfade there. And then maybe just give this guy a little bit of juice and see if that sounds weird.
Grab a bottle and take it one day at a time. Take it one day, take it one day at. And take it one day.
Okay, so how do I want to handle this? I just want to make sure that like the MIDI is actually Show me the MIDI. I don't know why I have them all on separate tracks. They all came on separate tracks, and I think it's just because overlapping MIDI regions in Logic can be kind of a pain in the ass. It's pretty fucking in line, though, isn't it?
One day.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much spot on.
Get one day at a time.
Maybe just automate this guy to give a little bit more juice there. Because it fades away, doesn't it?
One day at a time. One day at a time.
I think that'll, hold on, let's hear it again.
And take it one day at a time.
That's way too much. Okay, we'll let it come up to 0.
One day at a time.
Who's doing that? Is that, what's this? Bro, like, you didn't even fix it. Why is there a note that ends there now? Is that in the MIDI? Hang on a minute. So he's lost a keystroke there. What is that noise? I don't know if this is the right fix for us, folks. Something's going on right there, man. You can... there's a little... Something's being let go there. What do I do to fix this? Just have them overlap. Nope, definitely not. Maybe that's not actually correct. Okay, so we'll put a pin in that. I don't know if we're going to end up using that reprint, but right now I think the fix actually sounds a little better. So I'm going to hit do not save, and we're going to move to the next part of the project because we'll let him kind of figure that out for a second. Breath at 46 is the missing one. Thanks for removing the others. Oh, good golly. Okay, so breath at 46 seconds. We're going back to beautiful things. Okay. Let's open beautiful things again. And I'm gonna save that. We're not saving it because I don't think the fix was a fix. 46 seconds is the offender. Now, we are missing a breath at 46 seconds.
And I thank God every day. And I thank God every...
How could you want to put a breath there? That's coming in so beautifully. All right. But enough about me. Is there a breath here?
And
there's a big breath there. Why doesn't that big breath show up as a transient?
And I...
Wow. Okay.
And I... And I thank God
Perfect. All right. Let's have a look. Are there any other notes there? Okie dokie. Beautiful things. Beautiful things is done until the next iteration. That's what we're saying now. Don't be afraid to just sort of watch along and you know. Good. All right, so we're going to now go back into our our mastering bounces folder. Why does... This is like a complaint I have about Apple. When I open a menu, I want to see the whole title of all the folders in that menu. Okay? Pardon me. Don't open it so that, like, you know, just open it so that I can see the whole name. Plenty of real estate on the screen. Just make a bigger column. You can't see what I'm talking about, but I assure you, it's positively infuriating. So, okay, let's go back on to we were on beautiful things. We've now... Beautiful things are bounced. Bounce projector section. We'll call it beautiful things 6.0, and then we will what? There we are. Can you hear my dog snoring? It's having a good snore. We went a little crazy at the park today so he could blow off some steam, and he could be sleepy when we got home, and then I could, you know, work on stuff. This is done getting bounced. Rendering complete. All right, let's have a look at our notes again. We got One Day at a Time done. We got Beautiful Things done. We got Can't Help Falling in Love done. We're holding off on Dream for a second. Did we get more notes for Pink and Pony? We did not. Did we get more notes for driver's licenses? We put input on that one. Had the second piano track. I can resend if needed. Do we need a second piano track for driver's license? I sincerely doubt it. I think we were talking about this yesterday on stream. It's a fairly full song already. Okay, skip. Because the thing is, they're going to hear the new versions with all of their notes corrected, and then they can come up with 12 new notes, right? And then that's both the revisions, and then like whatever it is at that point, if you enforce a deadline, because I saw this post online where somebody says, "What's like a good tip for finishing a song?" Or how do you finish songs faster? What's a good tip to do to finish songs faster? And so my immediate thing was to be a stupid dad joke, uncle joke guy and go, well, just listen to the song on 1.5x speed. Because then it'll finish 1.5 times faster. But then I was kind of actually thinking about it a little seriously. If you want to finish your songs faster, finish your songs. And you have to notice that when you get to, I think I was talking about this before, when you get your song to like a 90% completion phase, like you are 90% of the way towards being done the song, whatever time that you're going to put in, you're only going to be able to improve the song like 1 or 2%. Right? You're not going to impart excellence. You're not going to achieve perfection by spending an extra 4 hours at the 95% mark, right? Cross the fucking finish line. And so one of the things would be do a due date, enforce a deadline, and say like, this is the deadline. Whatever the song is at this deadline, it will be finished and I will move on to the next project. It will be finished and I will start writing a new song. It will be finished and I will start working on the next song on the album. And that's why, like, a lot of the time, if you're doing like a mixing job, they say like you get 2 revisions. After 2 revisions, if you keep scrutinizing the song, because it's particularly if it's your work, 100 years after you have done 100 revisions, 100 years later, you'll hear that song and think of something you'd like to change. There is no artist ever who thinks that they have written an absolutely perfect song. There is no perfect song. Perfection doesn't really exist. So if you're trying to get it perfect, you're trying to get it do a thing that's impossible. And the other thing is, when you're at the 90% mark, the song should already be excellent. If the song is far from excellent at the 90% mark, then you're not at the 90% mark. And you actually have to go back to like the 15% mark and think, if it didn't sound excellent later, it's because it didn't sound excellent. If it doesn't sound excellent at 90%, it's because it didn't sound excellent at 15%. And like, if you're going to go back once you're at the 95% mark, that you're redoing the project. And so now you're never going to finish the song that way, because you're never going to get to 100%. Nothing is ever 100% perfect. And even if you get to 100% perfect, where you're like, this is literally the best thing that anyone has ever done ever, 1 year from now, listen to that song again. 2 years from now, listen to that song again. And every single time, for every single song, it won't be good enough. For every single song, there will be a mistake. For every single song, there will be a note you want to nudge one way or another. For every single song, there will be a slight tonal change that you wish you had thought of. Okay? Just finish the song. That makes the advice so simple. If you want to finish the song, finish the song. Just let it be finished. It doesn't need to be 100% perfect. If you got it to 90%, then what that kind of translates to is 90% or 95% or however close you got. That's the percentage of the audience that will think that it's perfect. That's the percentage of the audience that will not detect any mistakes. That's the percentage of the audience that will feel the need to change nothing. That's the percentage of the audience that will have no real criticisms for your work. So if your work is gotten to that 95% thing, it's done. It's done. Send it to mastering. You finished your project. Send it to mastering. Send it to mastering and release it. Because the next several hours of your time and energy that you put into that song should not go towards like scrutinizing every single sample in the sample rate, right? The next few hours should go towards attempting to make contact with anybody who might want to listen to your song. Attempting to make contact with anybody who might have an in the business and could pass your song along. Attempting to get into contact with anybody who is kind of responsible for curating popular playlists on streaming platforms, right? Even like sending out a long shot Hail Mary to the original artist when you're doing a cover album, right? Just go and contact the artist and be like, I've done a cover of your song. I hope you like it. It's not illegal to do a cover. It's not illegal to sing somebody's song. I don't really know of any artist that would be really upset that you covered their song. They would be upset if you start making money off of their song without permission. And so there's systems in place. I mean, they're already in place on a lot of streaming platforms. If you're doing a cover album, when you're uploading it, they ask you if you're doing covers, and then they orchestrate so that any money created by this song is going to go to the publisher and the artist. And you'll get something for the fact that it's you being listened to, but most of that money is actually going to end up in the hands of the artist. So it's important to just like move to the first revisions, do all the first revisions, give the second iteration with all of those revisions done, and then you have one more revision, and then you finish the project. Because you could put in another 50 years of work. Like there's no limit on the amount of extra hours that you could put in trying to fix and correct and fix and correct and fix and correct and fix and correct and fix and correct. And then eventually it's just like, so I have this other philosophy, which kind of comes into play here, which is maybe like a microcosm of how to finish a song faster. If it's going to take you 25 minutes of editing to fix a problem in a performance, just do the performance. Just do another take. Because another take will take you 10 minutes, right? Like to just redo the take and get the take right will take you 10 to 15 minutes. And if you can't, if it's like a really, really, really hard thing and this was the only time that you got it right, that's the one you're using, keep it. And don't spend 2 hours trying to edit something that you could re-record in 15 minutes. So the whole philosophy is it starts at the writing, like good writing, then a good performance, then a good sounding good quality recording, then you do good then you do good editing. So if it's going to take a ton of work in editing, go back to the writing and the performance and the recording stage. If you have a bad recording, do a new recording. Don't try to fix it in editing. If you have a bad performance, don't try to fix it in editing. Just do the performance better. And you'll save yourself a whole whack of time in mixing because you're just playing the song right. Just play it right. And I know that sounds super simple, and I know that it can sound like maybe even a little bit like, but just we want to finish the project. So let's get through these last few. So we've got, I think, all the revising notes except for 2 songs. So the first song that we're going to work on is a song called Dream. And so I have a bunch of notes here that I still have to go through, but we also have to import whatever the latest version is. Okay, so we're going to go back into our Logic session and we're going to pull up the session for Dream. This guy, we just reprinted Beautiful Things, right? So we can save this one. Yeah, we put the breath back in. And then we can go to Dream, our dreams. Bring it on. There it is. So we're in our dream session now. And I think what we'll have to do is import new files. And I'm hoping that he's provided the MIDI and the wave, because I know he made revisions here. And sometimes it can be a little hard to like comp things in after we've already done. Like, I know that this track, I think the vocals have a bit of automation on them already, maybe. Actually, it doesn't look like anything does on this one just yet, so I think we're probably fine for automation. But we've done a lot of like clip gain adjustments and that kind of thing. Like looking over here, I think we actually already comped in one other fix there. Yeah, we've got some comped textures and things. We've got some additional takes. We've got a whole another additional take up here that we've just, everything is hidden and muted. So we're going to now import what I very, very much do hope to be the final take. So I'm going to we got to find a file somewhere in my box. Okay. So I have it pulled up here in my email. I went down the hole of MIDI tweaking and now I can't get out. Let me know if there are any moments that are what the fuck. Sorry, a few more tweaks here. Made some adjustment in these areas. Let me know if they are working out for you. Dream waves below. Okay, so we can go on there. And then I don't see any. Oh dear. 29, 29, 28. New sessions here. What's over here? No preview available. Because they're sessions. How could I preview them? That's one day. No. Okay. So let's have a look in our... let's have a look in downloads. And I guess we can move this over to our artist folder. What's going on? It's an image. Okay, I've done this wrong here then. One attachment. That's not there at all. Few more tweaks. Bruh, how many tweaks are there going to be? I don't see any files anywhere. For goodness sake. Yeah, there's no files in any of these. Okay. So... don't need that. Don't need that. How do I open this folder then? Oh, okay. October 31st wave, but that was by me. I don't know if I have these. So we might have to cut the stream short because I don't think I have the right files for this. None of these drives have a file in them. Okay. So that might be the stream then. Well, that's anticlimactic. Having said that, I am almost perfectly timing this so that I can have a quick snack and then take Chico to meet the puppies at the 5 o'clock puppy meeting. So we could probably do that. I reckon that's got to be it then. Because I don't have any more notes to fix things. So I'm going to write them a note. I am unable to locate a most recent version of the songs. Dream or Make You Feel My Love. The drive is saying 404, not found. Would be my apologies. Uh-oh, fart. That was way stronger than I thought it was going to be. Oh, God. If you're able to... Okay. If you're able to... So if you can send, if you are able to send just a print of the wave from the contact plugin and the MIDI file, you can do it that way if it's easier. Once I have the note, once I have the it can get a little distracting doing revisions. But like performance revisions, right? Because especially when it's like an audio file, I'm going to play around with that audio file a little bit. I'm going to change up a little bit of the clip gain and stuff like that. And I'm going to try and get everything a bit like leveled and normalized before I even really affect it with any like processing and that sort of thing. And so there'll be changes that I've made to the original. And then also, I mean, chances are the EQ moves will be the same anyways, because it's going to be the exact same plugin being used to print an almost identical performance. But it is sometimes that you just want to like, okay, well, let's just have a look at that and see if that's still at the right level there. Sometimes things can be weird. And then other times it's like, did I adjust this by lowering gain by like 4 dB 150 moves ago, and I haven't remembered that? So that'll be the end of the stream, I reckon. Sorry to cut this one short. We just have to work on something. If I don't get those files by tonight, I might hop on stream and then work on something else. So to update on that song idea one, I've been kind of listening to it in my headphones as I walk along, and I have kind of come up with like a theme and a lyric device and that kind of thing. So I might try to do like a lyric writing session on stream, but lyric writing for me is like, it's very boring. Like, it's just me sitting quietly. I'm not really talking my way through anything. I don't know if it would actually be like the best way to go about it. So I don't know. We'll see. And then like the thing is, sometimes it's like you're laying in bed and you get the lyric idea, you get like the buzz, you get the you know, you touch the power. So you start channeling your lyric magic. And it's like, I'm not going to go and hop on the computer and start channeling lyric magic into my phone notes pad, which, by the way, like my phone notes are unbelievably crowded because I have this in my notes. Okay. So it's labeled lyrics and songs. You probably can't read it. I mean, the camera's not ideal. Lyrics and songs. I've got album names. Okay. I've got, like individual lyric ideas, or even like thematic ideas. Then I have actual songs that are sort of like written songs where I've got the found out the structure to do. So when I'm doing this, I'm kind of just sitting on my ass. And this is like album ideas and like groupings for songs that I've written to put onto EPs. You can see there's like a bit of unreleased stuff going on. But like, I put a lot of writing in when I'm just kind of sitting around doing nothing. And that's not even my only like ideas folder in my notepads. Like, I have ideas folders everywhere in my notepads. So that's a pretty useful one. And then usually once I get the lyric written, then I will kind of write it out with a pen. Because when you go through the writing process, writing it again and kind of feeling the flow now that you're not coming up with what to say, but trying to feel the flow of what was said, then you start to adjust and be like, okay, well, if I take this word out and word it this way, then we have the right number of syllables for a nice sing to go along with it. And the thing is like I don't see how that's going to ever be something that you could learn from, or something that you could glean inspiration off of, or something that you could, you know, I don't really use tricks. I'm just thinking. So I'll see if I can come up with lyrics, and then I'll bring the scratchiest form of lyrics that I have to the table before we like get into a lyric writing session or that sort of thing. It's probably more exciting to figure out exactly how to sort the lyrics into the melody. That said, we can probably finish the recording now. Hey, it's 4:20, everybody. Woohoo! So I love you all, and we will see you on the flip side of things. Chicory-choo!